everyone, it's Jess Adele, and today on Mojo Plays, I'm here with Mike,
Yahoo!
Dave, and Andrew. We're doing something really crazy today. We are ranking all the 3D Mario games.
This is like ranking your favorite child. It's like, this is an absolute nightmare. They're all so amazing. I don't think our rank is going to be the same as anyone else's.
That's probably true.
That's because it's our rank. Let's do this.
Number 7 is Super Mario Sunshine.
So here we go. We're playing Super Mario Community Service.
That's a really good point. That's
yeah.
literally what this game is.
This isn't a bad game, but I have nothing good to say about it.
Oh,
so
I
I'm just
will
not
say,
gonna-
like, the lighting I think is probably the best out of all these in the series. Like,
Lighting.
yeah, I don't know. I just like the lighting. It's just like that tropical heat.
Andrew is not into this. He burns in the shade, this guy. Look at him.
But that's all like.
This game took risks, and I respect that. I really do. It's an interesting game. I like the fact that it has the biggest hub world of all the games.
I'm gonna say this right now. Super Mario Sunshine is by no means a terrible game. It is a phenomenal game. That said, I still wouldn't put it as high as everything else here.
Can I just raise my major issues with the game? One is after this one, which we'll talk about later, but game developers thought that we just couldn't handle platforming. And Mario is about platforming. So this one took away like the long jump and other abilities to give you FLUDD. Like it or not, it's so you don't platform. It's so you float with a jetpack that's...
Platforming is safer, I think is the right way to explain it. Right? So
Yeah,
they wanted
you
to
can just
let
float
you
around
hover
and
to make sure, like, okay, I definitely landed on the platform I wanted to get
Clean
on.
up
Boom.
garbage.
We're
Yeah,
good. We're
yeah,
safe.
well,
My other issues are, it's the island theme, right? So it's not as varied as other games, and I'm a stick, like, I like that. I like the themes, and my last
Yeah.
big beef is the camera.
Oh god, the camera is the worst out of all of them.
Yeah.
It's not...
The camera's inverse. It's really annoying. Can I change it? I just want to see if I can do this. There. Oh!
That works.
Oh, you have so many different ways to cross.
You're going out
HD
of your way to
progression,
not
Jess.
platform. See?
No! Okay, fine. We're done. It's fine. It's fine. You're fine.
I remember I actually 100% this game, and it was so infuriating to do so. Trying to get
Oh my God,
all those
wow.
blue coins is just the absolute worst. And also that goddamn pachinko machine. I hate that pachinko machine. Yeah, the writing is also just really corny as well. Like that court case at the start is like,
it's
they
so
just
cringy.
sentence him without giving him a chance to explain anything. It's like, what the hell is this? This isn't even a court case. This is like a sham.
Worst vacation ever.
Number 6 is Mario 3D World. And number 5 is Mario 3D Land.
Spoilers.
I'm saying this at the same time because I feel like we can't really talk about one without talking about the other one. So let's talk about it.
Okay, first of all, I acknowledge that it's weird having these on the list with the other sort of, hub world, open world, well, not open world, but sort of more
Yeah.
hub
'Cause this
world,
is more
like
traditional, right?
traditional,
Yeah,
well,
traditional. Yeah,
exactly,
there
but
was
it
a
doesn't
huge
matter. But it's still
argument in
a
the
3D
office
game.
about this.
These are both still 3D
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
They're kind of a mix between the 2D style,
Yeah.
but in 3D. I think they belong on the 3D list, and I think it's also crazy that you're putting this better than this.
I don't think so.
It's complicated.
Like, why?
I'm really back and forth. I find when you're playing World, you're constantly looking at the ground to see like where your shadow is, where you're landing. But this one, you turn on the 3D, you don't have to worry about that anymore. You just play the game.
And if you have a new 3DS, it looks amazing.
Oh
But
my
this
God.
is still a better game, though.
Wait,
I would
could Mike
disagree.
chime in?
Mike can chime in.
Yes. Give me this. I want to
Okay,
hold
go ahead.
props.
All
Give me
right,
the props.
here we go.
Okay. The levels are bigger, right? But it's more, they're not as tight as these levels. Like as a one-player experience, this one is just a lot tighter. It's just more satisfying. It might not just go on forever. This one, it felt like there was the levels were just not as tight.
No,
There's
I
more to
like
explore.
the space. There's more
Yeah.
to explore.
But-
Totally. Like I feel like this one feels like a portable game because of how tight it is, and it's much more linear. It feels even more like a 2D game, even though it's 3D. This one has the more space and fits in more with the others. And I think I might like this one a little better than this one. But then the 3D,
I
it's
will.
complicated.
What I will say though is that I feel like the main selling point for this one was the 3D, and the selling point,
Absolutely.
and it was really good. It was probably one of the best games on the
Yeah,
3DS to use the 3D.
absolutely.
This one, the main selling point, even though it's 3D world, its main selling point was the co-op, which I feel was.
Oh, I can pick people up. Oh, bye, Felicia.
Oh! Bye, everyone except me.
I admit the co-op's not. The multiplayer is just sort of a wacky time. It doesn't really contribute anything to the game besides wackiness.
Better than the 2D multiplayer ones, though.
I'll give you that.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Number 4 is Super Mario Galaxy.
Super Mario Galaxy.
Are you gonna do that like every time for
want
every
to.
entry?
I wish you would let me.
This is a really solid game. I have problems with it though.
You
To be
do?
completely honest, like I would rank it lower.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's probably shocking. I would put it under the 3D game.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. But no, like for real, like I don't know. This game is all about like walking on balls, walking on spheres, and I don't know. It's just too much. Like I hate the top-down perspective all the time. Like I find I have to take a lot of breaks when I play this one. Like I can't just play it for 6 hours in a row or even 2. I'm like, I need a break. Too many balls.
I can actually, I agree with you on that, but for me it was more, I mean, I hated the walking on balls and always looking down, but also the gimmick of like having to wave the Wiimote to pick up like the little stars, and then you get to points and like, nope, you can't progress any further in the level unless you just go and arbitrarily wave and waggle more
I just
stars.
forgot
It was
about that
so
for a
like, I
second.
hate just doing this the whole
You don't
time
have to.
I'm
I just
playing
had
a
the
game.
point of the screen and it just collected them naturally.
Do this.
I wasn't even moving
forced. It feels forced
Yeah.
in. They're like, we need to incorporate more motion in this game somehow because Wiimote and Wii. So absolutely.
The Wiimote is kind of the worst thing to ever happen to controls, isn't it?
No, this was super epic. The music's super epic.
Oh, amazing.
I would say the only reason it doesn't rank higher on the list, in my opinion, is because there may or may not have been a sequel. There's a sequel. And the sequel made things tighter. We'll talk about that later. But right now, it just feels like they threw in gravity, and a lot of it was just playing with gravity. Later, they got tighter with it.
And it is amazing and impressive.
Oh, it's super impressive. It's just, if you try to watch someone play this game, you'll throw up.
Oh yeah, and this game also has a co-op mode.
Oh my God, that doesn't count. No. Number 3, Super Mario Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Please don't hurt us. Also, jump into the air.
Number 3, like I was kind of surprised when we ranked all this, and I thought it was gonna be like Odyssey might end up being number 1, and then we kind of ranked it and we were all like, no.
Like I thought it was a really good game, but I felt that there was something missing in it. I don't know what it was, but it just didn't really have that same finesse as Galaxy or 64.
True. I find that Cappy feels a little too forced sometimes.
And it's probably,
Like,
yeah.
It's the key mechanic of the game. I'm so sorry. Like that's
You really
so
don't like
dangerous to
mechanics.
say.
You just want Mario to be able to jump,
I
and that's
just
it.
want Mario. Is that so burnt? Okay.
It's also out of all those, like these, like the full 3D games and Odyssey. Odyssey is probably the only one I did not 100%. There's just too many moves to get, and it just gets monotonous after a while.
Yeah, the moves they don't feel special after you
Yes.
get them
Yeah.
to just walk around the corner.
Absolutely.
It's good that we're waiting for the dust to settle on this, because when it came out, everyone's like, best Mario game ever, and it's amazing. But I feel like after having beaten it, that it's just not as long or as complex as some of the other games.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
You have that linear track and there's a fork in the road like twice, and it just, going back to it, I'm like, it just doesn't feel as exciting as the other
Yeah.
games, you know? And if I could add, one of the major things that's weird for me about this game is that normally in a really good, like a tight Mario platformer, the power-ups help you, but they shouldn't be required to beat the game.
That's a good point.
Yes.
So in this game, if you don't use Cappy, you ain't going nowhere.
I will say though, the Cappy does add a lot of variety to the gameplay.
I agree with Dave. I think the Cappy, like for me, I know the gimmick of the Cap is that you possess enemies, and now cool, you're playing as a Goomba.
Sorry, not possess. Capture.
Sorry, you
Yes.
capture
No
an
possession
enemy,
in
no
Nintendo
possession.
titles.
But for me, when I think about the Cap, I'm not thinking about the possession. I think about the moves it lets you do. The way you can, like, you know, jump off a wall, throw the Cap, dive to the Cap, jump
True,
off the
yeah.
Cap, get some extra
it's
distance.
really
Like
cool.
that stuff is really, really good.
Yeah.
And that's where this game really shines. And
Absolutely.
you know, after having played it, I think I would put it higher.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, playing them all back to back, I like this game more than I did when it came out.
Would you rank it higher than our next entry?
Moving on.
Number 2 is Super Mario 64. I forgot that we did this.
I know. Can we change this right now?
Do you see this Team 64 happening
Yeah, like
over
this
here?
is
We
insane.
know where
This is
it's at.
insane. Putting this at 2 is insane. Who's responsible for this?
Why do I always
Like,
have
I
to be
know we
impartial?
are.
You know, I'll tell you what's responsible for this. This.
Wait,
No,
spoiler.
this is still a better. Oh no, she
that's
threw it.
fine.
There we go.
Sorry,
You're
we're
only
only
supposed
supposed to throw
Wait,
this
we're
one
not
and
gonna
this
throw
one.
games.
Oh my God.
Okay, we're back. Dave, why is this number 2?
Because of what is at number 1, because number 1 is really good, but number 2 is still really amazing.
You're not allowed
It's
to
not
say it really
nostalgia,
anymore.
okay? I just have to put that out there real quick.
Yeah.
It's not about nostalgia. This game, look, this game is one of the best and most important games of all time, period. There was such a crappy transition between 2D games and 3D games, and Mario managed to do it just so perfectly, so wonderfully. Just here is what a 3D game looks like, rest of the gaming industry, and this is what you strive to be. This game is so beloved because it's so good and so important, and it being 2 on the list.
We don't talk about that one.
Being 2 on the list is actual nonsense. This is it. No! 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 No!
Yeah, so it's
I guess that's number 2 by default then.
wait.
Our TV's broken. Okay, we're back. Everything's fine. Mike, want to talk about Mario 64?
Yeah. Okay, like these guys, I grew up with 64. I'm super nostalgic for it, but I have to balance recency bias with nostalgia, and I have to like look at these games objectively, and we played them all.
Yep.
And 64, the reason it's still second, and I let it be second and not first, like other people, is because it's still as a 3D platforming Mario game. And I know people always crap on the graphics. I think it held up really well.
Yeah, it really did.
I think
There's some ugly
no, but it's
polygon-y
simple.
games out there. Mario's not one of
There's
them.
a bit of level design that doesn't quite hold up.
Okay,
Like the amount of bottomless pits, but
What do I have to deal with today?
That's fine. It's a solid game. If I'm going to introduce a kid to it, or someone who's introduced into a 3D Mario game for the first time, it's still the best place to start. It doesn't rely too much on gimmicks. It's just relying on being a good, solid game.
See, that's it. It's like it makes sense as like the first 3D Mario game because it's like, here's Mario, here's what he can do, not anybody else, go. And I think the level design is awesome.
Oh, and the hub world, the castle?
The hub world is the best! Get out of here, any other game trying to do hub worlds, like discovering the castle, like just unlocking new parts of it. It's why Resident Evil 2 is so awesome. Like the police station, like I compare those.
So much personality, so much to discover. You're right.
Yeah. And number 1 is Super Mario Galaxy 2.
oh my god, what an amazing game this
All right,
is.
here you go. Just
This is
go ahead.
absolutely perfect. Honestly, I think it's quite literally the closest thing you'll get to a perfect game.
Question, Dave, because we placed this quite a bit lower. Why the disparity? Why?
Well, one of the main reasons is like this was good, but you did have some issues with
Balls!
what she said.
Sorry.
But this one, it refined everything that the first one didn't get quite right. And there weren't that much things that it didn't get right. But this just perfected everything. It's so good. It's like every single level in this game felt like an amazing adventure.
Yeah, it
it was
still had
just
fun.
so damn amazing. I love it so much. It's incredible.
Okay, I'm taking that away from you now. Yeah, so I feel like it found the perfect little balance to have fun and explore space and be on like little planets and stuff, but not be obnoxious like Galaxy, sorry. This feels a little bit like Mario 64 in certain ways. I love the incorporation of Yoshi.
Oh, yes,
That makes
so
sense.
good, yes.
That was a lot of fun, a really pleasant surprise.
Out of all the games I've ever been 100%, this is probably the most satisfying game I've ever done to 100% perfection. That final level, the Grandmaster Galaxy, and the perfect run, so incredibly tough, so incredibly brutal, but when I finished it, oh my god, it was incredible.
Wow.
I would agree mostly because it has momentum. Galaxy 1 was really slow to start off. That was good at the time, but going into the second one, it had the momentum. You never feel bored. They really, like the first time was experimenting. This time they really nailed it, and they gave you so much. It has more platforming variety than all these games, including Odyssey, which is why it gets my vote.
Yeah, I really think this is 3D Mario perfected, but in my opinion, so is Mario 64.
But this one has no limits because you're in space or low atmosphere. It depends because it's all blue, you know.
And you know what? I'm going to change my opinion too. I think this is the better Mario game.
What the?
That was really creepy, dude. Anyway, guys, that was our rank. Let us know in the comments if you agree with us. What's happening,
I'm
Mike?
gonna go check on Andrew. I hear crying. I gotta go check on him.
All right, well, thanks for joining us, and thank you guys for watching. Hit subscribe if you want to see us do more ranked and do other cool things too. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.